everyone, so we are getting ready to do a reading on Emily Pike. Emily Pike is a girl who's from Arizona, if I believe so. We'll pull up a brief. She is the girl that I mentioned in the last Global Psychic Predictions on whether we should do a reading on her, because I've taken some light downloads. And so I'm going to go through those before we start on the cards, but also then a subscriber asked if we can do a reading on her, so perfect. Right, so I might just need to get some more decks. I'm not really sure. I'm just trying to get into it. I don't know if this is widely covered, because I don't want to, if I research something too much or look at other, like the facts or anything, it's very then hard for me to distinguish between my own sort of what I can see, what I know. So very clairsentient, very clear cognizance, knowing, seeing, feeling. And I think some of you know, when spirit is on my back to do a reading, it'll be for a couple of days and then I'll do it. Or if a spirit is very easily, I connect to it very easily, I just have to be thinking like Sebastian Rogers, and I'll get, like, I can channel him. So if I say someone could be difficult to connect or channel, I'll be saying that, and others might say so, but I wouldn't have even tried to channel it by sitting quietly and doing something. It's just like, okay, I'm going to do this reading, thinking of the person, and then I feel like spirit should come in. Well, that's not how it always works. So if it doesn't happen that way, I'm like, oh, they're a bit more difficult. So what I'm trying to say is, some people, some psychics that actually do channel might try to channel. I find it difficult to channel. I'm very conscious of the time of wait for you to wait on me. So that always plays in my mind. That's why you never see me press play on the camera and I'm like, okay, I'm going to attempt to channel this person or for this story. I've done that for clients, and most recently I've tried to pull back from channeling just because I've got quite a few energy healing clients. I need to preserve that, and I've been quite depleted. So what I'm going back to, what I'm saying is, I think you will hear psychics say she's difficult to channel. I don't know if there's wide coverage on this, but I actually think that you need to gain her trust, Emily Pike. You need to gain her trust slowly, and then channel her in. Be patient, gain that trust, let her feel safe, because she's not full on. Now, she could be with other psychics. I haven't sat to actually try. What I'm saying is, I've not had an intervening spirit channel, like, I'm thinking to do a reading on you, and then the spirit comes in. That's not happening. But I feel like in the distance, I also feel she's quite shy. Even with people she knows, she can be quite reserved, but then she's bubbly. So when she feels comfortable, she's bubbly. But even if a family, so let's say she's having a joke around with a family member, another family member was like, what did she say? What was that? I didn't catch you, what we both said. She would giggle and be quite shy, even though that might be her aunt or something. So that's what I see with her. She's like that. Now, I don't know if this is getting wide coverage or not, but two things. If it's not getting wide coverage, it's not because of, I think they say she's from an indigenous tribe. Now, I don't know if in Arizona that's mainly who lives in Arizona, or there's different sections in Arizona, or there are separate tribes in different areas. Forgive what I don't know, but this is where you all can let me know. So hang on. Spirit is telling me to keep the smoke a bit. So this is not like, oh, we've done this just to make a statement to this indigenous tribe or indigenous people or women. There is a factor that I'll get to, but what I'm trying to say is I would not go down the route of anyone that would play on that solely. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, she's not getting media attention because she's indigenous or etc. This was done to her because she's indigenous. There's a statement. We're going to get to that in this reading, and hopefully I don't forget anything that I kind of want to, that I know and want to say. So that's the first thing. We also want to narrow it down to not typical stereotypes. I presume people are saying it's a truck driver, etc. The first thing I was getting with this is that she's 14 years old and she was in a care home. I don't know from what age, and also Spirit wants me to look at her date of birth. So if anyone can pull that up, but it needs to be the true date of birth. So if you're not sure about it, you can put, this is what I found, but I'm not sure about it. I could not find it. But it seems to be a nagging thing to look at the numerology in her date of birth and look into it and see what I get. So that would be really appreciated. So this is kind of like an intro to see how we connect, what cards we get, but we don't want to like, oh, also, is it a truck driver? Is it the stereotypic thing that people might be saying? And the other thing is, so I was really getting this care home is there's things happening there that should not be happening. So this care home should actually be closed down. And obviously before a closure there needs to be investigation. So in the very least an investigation. Whether they will do something, I'm not sure, because I'm not sure if this is like a low budget care home and where it's kind of like we need it, but the importance of who's there in the area it's in is not high up the end where it will be thought of that it will ever be discussed, be high in the media. And this also goes back to what happened to Emily. We need to remember though, there is someone who has K-I-L-L-E-D, a girl. There is a M-U-R-D-E-R on the loose. I don't know why I'm preaching this and getting irritated. I feel like it's not getting the coverage it needs. And the way I knew about this case is because I'm watching the Monica Samatelli case on Law and Trials, or Law and Crime Trials. A thumbnail of 2 minutes that Emily, a 14-year-old dismembered body, was found. It didn't show me the area. It was quite a while ago. Like I said in the Global Psychic Predictions I offered. So we're going to actually, let me just make sure you're all paying attention. Apparently at my age, your eyesight should get a little bit better, and then it gets a bit worse in your elderly years. I don't know what's happening with me. Okay. And this is also where you can see, I'm sure, because I have a mature subscriber, you can see where something starts to get a lot of media attention and your psychics will jump on it. But the psychics that don't jump on something that's just all media attention, or like there's some psychics that actually take what another psychic's done and like they all bat off each other, or this is a popular thing, etc, etc. There's nothing wrong with looking at a psychic's work, and you can tell from also, I think they're quite interested in the conspiracy decks and the other kind of decks that tell you like for your monthly predictions or the investigation. It lightens up the kind of readings, because in this day and age, but it depends. So for me, you'll see that I try to pull the cards in so that I don't bore you, but I can sit here and tell you the predictions I've got. So some people can just, will do it psychically. Some people need the cards and do tarot readings, and some people will add that as additionally. Sometimes when I add the cards, if I've said something, I might feel like, well, how is this interpreting? But I have a clear knowing. So, yeah, and I'm getting taken back to say about Emily Pike and the way she, you can channel her, or I can channel her, but she will need patience and time. I have it, and I kind of see her quiet, distantly, with a tiny smile on her face, and it's kind of like, and you need to pull her in. Okay, so go back to the thing. I'm sorry if I repeat myself. I want to say stuff and then Spirit might bring it back, okay? I would not be surprised if psychics that do channel, properly channel, say they have a hard time connecting with her. Because, like I said, if something doesn't come in suddenly with me, oh, it's hard. It's hard to connect. Okay. But, yeah, I mean, either they're working quietly in the background, but I think they've got a challenge on their hands because... And I'm going to get to why her body was dismembered in that way. I need to sit and really focus on how this person looks. But I get inklings of the type of person it is, right? You're an idiot. You're worse than that, but I can't say it on this platform. And I'll tell you why you're an idiot in a minute as well. Beyond a horrific person that you are. The DEATH of Emily Pike, teen found dismembered in Arizona, calls for regulation group homes. Oh, okay. The 14-year-old was found 14th of Feb, weeks after she sneaked out of her Mesa group home. Mesa. I think I might need to look in that. If we do a second reading, I want to look on the meaning of Mesa. A Native American tribe in southeastern Arizona is pushing for tighter regulations. I don't want that. She sneaked out after sneaking out her bedroom window. Her remains were found in garbage bags near a remote forest road on the 14th of Feb, nearly 3 weeks after she left her Mesa group home. No one's been arrested. So public assistance is needed. I wonder what led to her being placed there. Her remains were found 100 miles from the group home, and there's a $75,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest and conviction. So I dare say the $75,000 reward would be from the state. I don't know what led her to be put there, but I do feel finances was a big issue. She wasn't happy there. There was red flags. And I don't want to blame the parents or the mother, because I dare say there's distraught energy with the mother. How do I say this? I'm getting emotional. But after several kind of clues, because sometimes kids don't say it directly, it's very clear that she should not have been there. Red flags were apparent. So disclaimer, this for entertainment purposes only. Her mum could see the red flags, but it was like she was in a hopeless situation. I don't know if there's a control element above the mother. what does her mum look like? Because I can see a woman. I know her mum, I presume her mum's alive, that's what I feel, but I see a woman who is quite timid and helpless, and it comes from a bit of a higher control, or the way she's been brought up, although she's got more control. And she could have taken a stance, like she could have said, I need to take my kid and go. But I also don't know how many kids she's got. That could have been an issue. Let me just get my notes before I go further. Ooh, okay, it's getting heavy. So let's make sure. My notes are on here because you know what I'm like when I write notes. I'm like, oh, I can't read my writing, we'll have to pass. My God, there's so many psychic predictions. It's causing me anxiety. So firstly, the things that I was getting, the numbers, I was getting 353. It could be 353, but I really was getting 3.53. So that could be a timing, okay, 353. I got the 14th, so maybe that's when she was found. Before I forget, I think she was alive for some time. And when they found her body, it wasn't long after what was done to her. Wow, I thought I could stream through this without connecting to energy, without feeling. Yeah, so I don't think her body was found like ages after. Like I don't think I don't know when she went missing. Like what, like, is that out there or not? But this wasn't like she went missing, and I'm going to get to the snatching part. She ran out of her bedroom. The stereotype is going to be probably that she got out of her bedroom. I don't even know the timing again. And someone snatched her and did whatever they did. But actually, it's not like that. And she was kept for some time before this was done to her. And the biggest motive was SA. The biggest motive was SA. I feel like she did want to connect to her family a day before that day, and she wasn't able to. So I don't know if they have days where they're allowed to call their family, but she wasn't able to. And it was kind of like, I'm sick of this. Like I tried to, like she'd try to contact her family, see her family, or call her family, which then can calm her down into like things are going to be okay. But then even when she doesn't feel heard by her family, and she can't even have that reassuring call, even though her family wasn't necessarily always reassuring her the way she needed to be, that energetic call helped her. And I think, although it wasn't really reassuring enough, so she probably would have searched for connections, a pass to get out of there, and anyone could replace the void that she felt that was there with her family being while she's in that care home. So it wouldn't have been easy, it wouldn't have been hard for someone to step in. Although she does miss her family. Can someone tell me why she was put in this care home? Because I do think there's siblings, and why are they not there? That care home, we're going to pull cards, but shady. So 353, 14. It could be numbers, it could be anything it comes up. So initially I was getting, she's on good terms with her family. and she wanted to connect with them. That helped her. But at the same time, like what I just described, I get a Friday and I get a Monday. So I don't know what day, if they've reported her going missing or the day of finding. I get a Friday and I get a Monday being significant in this case. I get financial issues in terms of home as well. I get an older energy. I've talked about the publicity around it. She was badly hurt before this was done to her. It's horrible. And I've got here, she's quite shy, but in a crowd, but she does have that full of life energy, bubbly energy. But she's got that shy kind of energy to her. I'll go on to the next, and then I've got some questions. Sorry, bear with me because I'm like also trying to connect, yeah. I really don't think this is a total stranger. It's someone she's interacted with before. It could be someone that's been at the house. It could be a staff member. It could be someone that visited the house. There's been a vocal interaction. It's not just kind of like seeing her. There's been a vocal interaction. In the very least, if it's not that, when she was seen, there was a certain period of time speaking to her, being near her, winning her trust. It wasn't just like snatching, if that's what we're gonna get to. And I'm saying that because things were happening at that home. Kind of winning her over, and I'm not just like, hey, where are you going? Don't forget, she could be running away to try and get home, and someone could be like, where are you going? Do you need me to take you? And she could be like tired, there could be heat, I don't know, and she gets in the car. There was more than just that. There was kind of like, even, it wasn't like talking, it was a bit of like even engaging, like maybe a bit of water. Should we sit down here? What do you like to play? And so there was an interaction beyond total stranger. So I've got some questions again, but here I also was getting the number 57, okay? It could be the age, or it could be a significant number that's going to come up in this case. And 7 is very relevant. 7 could be in the date of birth. So go back to the first part that I wanted to ask. The reason, we'll pull cards on everything I've said. The reason I'm sorry if this is going to be long. I know a lot of you like the longer ones, but I've also had a comment about it, like 45, like I think people like 10 minutes. Very difficult to channel and discuss these cases in 10 minutes. So if you are someone that wants to only watch for a certain period of time and come back and watch, please do, because if I stop, then I stop a connection. Like now, what was I going to say? Oh, so she would disregarded, or she was done like she was done, dismembered. One is because the dumb F was thinking this is a way DNA is not going to be tracked, and that was the main thing. The main thing was DNA is not going to be able to be tracked if I do it this way. The very sort of end of the list, but on there, is the part of, this is that care home, I think, is kind of known that the families are just not very well connected with the people, or they're far away or something like that. It's not going to be people that have voices, and I'm not talking about indigenous. It could be people that, you know, versus well off versus people that don't have money. People that don't have money are less able to get their voice out in media and be heard upon, right? That's why I think the 75,000 is probably from the state, because it's really interesting, and I think that is really, really nice that there's that 75k. I mean, we hear of families or cases that there's no reward until like, what, 9 months later? Okay. So the top of the list is DNA. Easy target, vulnerable. I think that care home is known to who they home, and seen as very insignificant. Probably that she won't be searched for. Even if she's found, it's not going to be heard of much. All those kind of things. And then separately, this person who has total disregard to a human life, to a young girl or woman, because the essay as well, and then part of an indigenous tribe that only adds context to it's not going to be very loud. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the main thing was DNA, and that's why I say here's a dumb F, because I get strongly there's DNA on her. There is strong DNA on her. There is DNA on her, and I don't know why I said strong. I said because I was thinking of, I don't know what case, but I think sometimes we hear of cases where they try to, I don't know, wipe the body down with Clorox or something, try and disregard the DNA. Now, the multiple factors here, is it only this person? Did she actually run away? Did something happen at the home? We're going to look into that. But DNA, you dumb effer, is his main reason for doing that. And then the way he's just disregarded is because total disregard to any human life, to a young girl, a young female. And I feel like it was done when heat got turned up. That's why I'm interested to know, when did she go missing? When did they locally start to talk about it? Because that's when I feel that he did it. It was like, I need to just disregard this. Now, when I think of Arizona, I think of like land of kind of desert. It said a forest lane. So there might have been some trees, but I don't get like it was, there might have been a little windy road in a bit. But I don't get that it was like, I don't know if near the care home there's other homes, facilities. Is it like a neighborhood? This is what I'm not sure about. And where do her family live? Do they live in Arizona? I think they live in Arizona, but how far are they from her? I'm very sensitive about talking about family because of how difficult things can be, but something we need to know is, why was she put there? But one reason is definitely financial, why she was put there. So let's just go back to, let's look at the energy of the care home. Okay. Yep. And then we'll look on to cards, what happened here. Do you know what? I feel like there's a blockage of energy around the care home. Like you can't creep in to see what actually happens. Ten of Cups, Devil, Knight of Swords, and the Lovers. So we've got families that are not able to care for the kids. It's not really a nice, it's not a home that makes you feel like it's your family home. I dare say there's some kids that are not happy there or tried to run away. Kids that have you heard about that? I don't know how she's out on bond, just not even house arrested. That woman that's for 20 years she kept her stepson in like a small, even his father was alive at the time as well, a small room. He was starved, and he started a fire because it was his only sort of a risk to his life, but a risk to actually save his life. Where am I going with this? Hang on a sec. Where was I going with this? Where was I going with that? Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. It was about running away. Yeah, so the desperation of some of these kids to just run away. They don't understand the dangers, but then also they don't understand the extent of the dangers being like what happened to Emily, because they just think if I get lost, a car will find me or something, but it's better than here. You know what I mean? Got the Devil energy. Okay, this is not a card that you should get in a care home. Got the Knight of Swords, and we've got the Lover's card. I do think there's things that are, you know, beyond, not in consent, happening in that care home. There's something about the Knight of Swords that wants to come through a bit further, a bit more. Told to take, lost it. So there's two cards here. I'm told to take the bottom and not this one, okay? We've got the Knight of Swords and we've got the Queen of Swords. But we've also got the Eight of Pentacles here. Oh, Spirit said it's exactly what you said. Just, there's been attempts to run away. So there's been other attempts to run away, not just Emily, basically. Is it run by a female? Is a female owner, a female manager, a female at the top of the chain? There could also be a female that is going to be a lead investigator in this, but I don't think she's going to be at the forefront, and she could be at the forefront. If she's at the forefront, we hear about her. She's diligently working behind the scenes as well. So that's what I get for the care home. Getting out of breath for some reason. I don't know when she left, if she was a while running or something. Spirit told me to take 2 cards fell out like this. Spirit told me to take the top one. I'm going to keep the second one just below it. We've got the Star. I'll get the cards out fast because then I can tune into them and then I'll explain them. Otherwise I lose my connection, like I've just lost my connection. No, it's saying don't pull out. Okay, I'm getting told to start again. Interpret those, but then start again if I need to. Don't know why these are taking me off guard. Right, 5 of Wands. A lot of conflict in the house. I think this is also kids trying to leave. You know, kids also, I feel like there might have been kids that are actually, they can't sleep. They're given medication to actually sleep. So you might find kids there that are a bit zombied because they're on different medication, or they're said they've got ADHD, they've got mental health problems, and they're given medication to make them a bit suppressed. What happened to her? She was hoping, wishing that she could get out, she could leave. This is her, look. This is Emily in a conflict situation, in a situation in the home. She's not happy. She's not happy there. She's alone. She's hoping to get out. I don't know why I'm getting hot. I think she might have been interacting with a boy, but this could also be her. But I do think she was trying to interact with a boy, but I don't think, we'll see, okay? Again, we've got the conflict, all right? I think on that day there was a conflict. Could this be that she was trying to speak to her family? But I think there was, in what I'm getting is it's beyond that. There was like a fight. There was like a between the kids or something. You know, at school sometimes some school fights, and then it came to a point where she's deciding between two things. She's not seeing clearly though. She did feel a bit of fear, but it feels like she was been waiting so long patiently on this opportunity. Can you see? To do this, right? Even though, like I said, I think she's done it before. I think other kids have done, and other kids are that house. Things happening that shouldn't be happening. And they think no one's going to see it. And the appalling thing with this is that I'm not saying they're not accredited, but you know when there's certain, in England we've got CQC or Stafford or something, you know, is it Stafford? I can't remember the new one, where they do the inspections. It's kind of like some inspections are missed for them, the dates that they should have them regularly, because of the area it's in. So, or the area is known to have kids that are from stricken backgrounds. Spirit really wants me to channel what happened, but it's going to take time. So we're going to go through the cards. This is her waiting on her opportunity, like I said. There was definitely in her mind a 2 and 4th, and this is her then waiting for that opportunity. I do think that home, that some kids, including her, might have been given some things that they didn't need. I mean, if you go to doctors, say something, they'll give you it anyway, apart from my bloody doctors. So there was just a lot of mess with this fight that happened. It was kind of like the focus was not on the other kids. It was pulled in different directions. There was some confusion that day happening. I do think she left with something, maybe a backpack or something like that. There was something that was really heavy for her. told to look at the bottom of the deck. Queen of Swords. So we've got this Queen of Swords again. Who's this very cutthroat person? Okay, we're going to have to keep going. I feel like Emily was told no about something. And that put her in this frame even more. I won't be surprised if it's someone from the care home. Or someone knows from the care home what happened. Let's just show you some stuff. So after this cutthroat, we've got the Ten of Wands here. We've got this Queen of Swords. We've got the ending. We've got this SA person who comes in. We've got a Tower that will be for the home, okay? So that is just describing the home has definitely got something here. I feel like she was running away to try and go to her family, okay? Some people might say to see this boy. I think it was actually to go see her family, but also it was kind of her running away for good this time. She wasn't going to just pop out to see someone, see her family and come back. She wanted to run away to her family and she never wanted to come back. I wish we had, I was going to say, can I know the date she went missing from the date of the death? Now we're going to ask again, Spirit, some questions. I've got questions written and I've not even asked them. Might be a bit longer as we're already at 42 minutes. Bear with me while I just put some AC on. It's really hot. All I can do is see her right now. I think I can channel her. Who is this person? Organized, clean up. Bottom of the deck, social media. I think this will start to take a bit of an up on social media. Where I say I also feel like the kids would run away and they weren't even reported missing. Like it was like, oh, they come back, or if they don't come back. Four of Pentacles, 1 second. I need a major arcana to get a yes for my answer. Okay. So it's not actually a worker from the home. It's not a worker from the home. Is it someone she's interacted with before? Yes. So, you know what I was getting psychically at the beginning? Is it someone she's interacted with before? We get double yes. And again, it's winning over her trust. Look at that. Look at that pulling of the curtain and the Judgment. And that's why it's organized, and then the cleanup. Hang on, before I ask this question, what was the next question I want to... Did this person ever visit that care home? Was in the care home? Maybe popped in, pretended like to be someone. Maybe was a worker, maintenance worker, someone who wasn't permanent staff. Anyway, they'd been to that care home before. Whether they just walked in like that, or they were aware of that care home, the grounds of the care home. They've been in the grounds of the care home. Whether they've been noticed or not. So yeah, clarifying organised crime. Someone who knows it's a care home, someone who knows it's got kids, knows the care home, probably who's housed there. You know, like I said, the type of people that are housed there. This could be someone who's a relative or of someone who has a child there, or like a married to someone who has kids there. This is that kind of energy, but I feel like it's a bit of a lurker energy, kind of knowing that this care home has issues. There's always kids running away. I think it's like that, and so opportunity is not like it's always there, but it's not like it's never there, and they're aware of that. They're aware of the way a kid would run away. Intuition, so that's that lurker energy. Man-made disaster, a guy did this. The intuition is, I feel like while there was a gaining of the trust, there's a significant point in this, because I was getting this before, that Emily was like, I don't feel safe anymore. This is also her, I think, waiting to sneak out, and in those two minds, should I not? Look at the bottom of the deck. Told you, SA is the main thing. Okay. I don't know if there's cameras around that home or cameras nearby. If it's quite a derelict area, there might not be cameras, but I feel like, and there might not be towers, but there might be a power supply or a GPS tracking. But I really do feel the biggest thing identifier for them, the GPS tracking of like phone, the biggest thing for them is going to be the DNA. Okay. I don't know if her body was found next to, sort of, for example, like a wired fencing or a power supply or a tower thing. Now, it might not be very near to it, but let's say there's a 100-mile radius and there's only like 3 of them. It's going to be quite far away, but in comparison to this whole area, it is like a, not a milestone, what do you call it? It's like a, you know, when you're telling someone your address and you give them like a, it's not a clue, what's it called? So for example, if you say deliver to XYZ address, you'll say a landmark. Sorry, it's a landmark. Remember, this is just preliminary to see how I connect. That was like a whole load of cards, so I put them back. We can do a second reading because then we can see what we get. Neighborhood, all right. I do feel like this person lived in the neighborhood. I don't think this is someone from our state, but I do think that you've got to be careful now, because I think they could be someone, I don't know why, I don't know if this is part of ego that does drive out of state or has been moving back and forth to another state just to keep on the low after this has come up. And look, travel card. Manipulation. Mind control upside down. Manipulation. I don't think they're that intelligent. So mind control would be the mind control in reverse. It's going to be I just think it tells me that this person's not very smart. It's not going to be someone that you need to have the most intellect person. I mean, look what they did to the body, because they thought that it would clean up the majority of DNA. And the other area, I wonder if there's something of her body missing, like not there, that they know could identify the DNA faster. Because this whole thing initially is the DNA, but obviously the elements that I mentioned is involved. I do think this person is trying to hide now. Surveillance, so there will be some kind of tracking, but I think this tracking is once they identify him in terms of DNA, it's tracking him down on his move and surveillance. Tunnel. Greed. The greed, I feel, is like when he took her. I think if she was alive with him longer, or with the person longer, let's put it that way, it could have led to trafficking once they got bored with the essay. But I feel this was done because locally something started to be said. Okay, 1 second. I do think apart from the essay and then the dismembering, I feel like she was beaten. Head. Like I said, we will do a second reading. I just wanted to see if I connect well. I knew. Because I could see her, I don't know if she was also pulled by her hair or head, but I could see this. So think we need to find out why she was in that care home as well. What happened to her outer space? I think this is her leaving the care home, okay, going into, leaving just into outer space. All right, crime of passion tells me that this was the SA, okay. She was, that's her. And again, we get something about the open land and a power supply or a tower or something being significant. Who did this? Someone who, the SA, okay? Someone who's hiding out is a chameleon. So someone who could be trying to, not trying to change their identity, is someone during the, do you know how they say someone during the day and during the night something else? So it might be someone that you're not really sure would do this. I get that, but this might be because I can feel his energy. I get like this really dumb person who, if I met them, I would feel really uncomfortable. Like I could not see him as a chameleon, but maybe some people feel that. I do think he's trying to hide out. There's the greed. So I think he wanted her for himself at first, but then I think he also might have a previous crime. There might be fraud. There might be money issues there. This could also be what I said, like if he was going to keep her longer, there could be some ST happening or others gaining access to her. Although I feel like he wanted her to himself. And there's life insurance in here. So there could be someone who's done fraud around money in their past. That's what we get for him. And this person's a chameleon, so I wonder if they've got also a double life. Told to look at the top of the deck, a gift, and the bottom of the deck, home. I was told to look at the bottom of the deck, but I was really pulled towards the top. I get told to look at the bottom of the deck normally, but something was telling me to look at the top as well. So gift and home. Okay, so there's an element here that he was also going to keep her. And if there was a reward for missing, he might have returned her home. But she was also at an age where that could have been a risk even. Okay. It could have been a risk, but he felt he could mind control, manipulate her again, that he's a trusting person before he lets her go, or whoever this person is. Let's just see something. There is something of hers left behind. Or like I said, her hand. Is both her hands there? I really need her date of birth. It's something that's apparently important in this. Wow, I've got 6 cards on the deck, and out of these 6 cards, I've got 4 major arcanas that are very strong major arcanas. I think, like I said, there's going to be something found of hers. this wasn't done in a very hasty, rushing way. She didn't do it like, I'm just going to jump out the window and go. Like I said, I think she took a bag or something with her. The Sun card. She really felt like this was her her freedom opportunity. And she got out successfully, like no one noticed she left. She got out successfully and she was very quiet and she did it with patience. This girl, I need her date of birth. Although within her, she felt like a real fire to go ahead and do this. It wasn't like very impulsive. It was like there was a distraction, what was going on for her to do it. And what happened to her was not sudden. So like I said, she was kept for some time. What happened to her was not sudden. It wasn't like there and then. She wasn't just snatched without that interaction. She wasn't just dismembered without a bit of time. There was manipulation. And again, we get this Five of Wands. I think at the time where she felt something didn't feel right, she put up a fight that day. That didn't go down too well. He hit her with something in his hand as well. And she was crying, she was bawling, she was curled up in fetus position. And she tells me he held her. And I think she meant held her down. There's something about the running away part that I don't feel I've got the full story. And I don't know if it's because my ego is like, well, everyone's saying run away. So, and I'm someone that doesn't like to go with the crowd, right? So I don't know if that's, but I need to tune into that. I don't see this being night. But I do see like her looking back if there's anyone that's seen her, followed her. Oh, by the way, I was getting it earlier. I was getting a few days ago the name Kirk, but I'm getting the name Mark now. Mark, and there was another name that just came through. Kirk and Mark. So K might be significant. Patio is significant, a patio. Driveway, and I didn't want to say it, so I'm telling you driveway, say it, driveway. The colour white. A teddy bear. She's showing me like she likes to put glitter on her eyes or something. A wheelbarrow. I don't want to say it, but again, I can't move past. Do you know, like pink ballet shoes, but they're not ballet, they're actually shoes. Do you know where they're pink flats, but then they've got that thing over, like a girly girl shoes. I don't think 14-year-olds wear them anymore, but I'm not sure. I'm getting something about a red keyring that might have dropped from her, or her bag, a materialish bag. And then there's something red there, but then there's something that's dangling, and it could be fairy blue, fair blue, or a red keyring. I'm getting the word olive brown. I'm getting the word cans. Was he going to traffic you? I don't know what he was going to do. I wanted my mama. There's a boy. He likes the sea. Don't know who it is, just I'm going to continue the way it is. This is, if I need to check, I'm just conscious of the time, that's why I'm not connecting it all, but we can just go with these clues and then we can see if I do a channeling. Was she found a like green plant or green bush? Like a little fence as well. They don't understand my pain. I've got a gut punch there. He'd punched her in the face, as well as the head, as well as beaten her in other places. He did want SA, but he also wanted money. Something about money. I ask about him and I get the word steeple, but like as if he's like a steeple, so maybe he's thin, or the person is thin. I don't know why I get woman energy, that's why I'm saying it could be a woman manages a care home or something, that's why I keep saying person. Does he travel? Yes. And I see like also like a tractor truck or something, but like he goes at higher speed. Could be them, it could be not. I'm not allowed to move past it until I see it. I see a small black Labrador puppy. I don't think this is part of her story. I think she wanted one. She says, I'm a fighter, Zaina. The reason the reason I need to buy time, by the way, to buy her trust and pull her in, is because I think she was let down by quite a lot of people. She didn't, like, although she understood her family, loved her, and she loves her family, something in her felt like the love she gave was a lot more than what people loved her, which I don't think is true. I think her mum loves her a lot. I see a blue polka dot t-shirt that is actually very tight on her. It's smaller than her size, and now she's laughing because like there's a bit of a tubby belly. Who did this? He'll be caught. She likes eating cereals. Does she have a smaller brother? I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting Elijah Vu now, but that's not the smaller brother. Quite a girly girl, because I'm seeing other stuff. I don't know if she had a friend or someone she considered a friend or someone that was kind of comfort called Sandra. Getting the word Emmanuel, but I don't think it's connected to the person. It could be who or someone involved in doing this. I think it's someone she knows that she is friend, family, something like that, someone on the good side. I get on the road, the opposite side, kind of like either telling me something about the opposite side or was driving on the opposite side where you should going on the wrong side of the road. So I don't know if this is how they got to placing the body. They had to go on the opposite side of the road, or is the road going, you go that way and her body's here, but like basically she's on the opposite. They would have needed to do a U-turn to come this side or something like that. Opposite side of the road. I get like a barrel, and I get the word barren, and I get the word wheelbarrow I wanted to say, but I was going to say wheelchair, which I don't think is significant. I think there's a friend or a couple of people, very nominal, that she actually does miss from that care home. Just looking at the time. I'm going to leave it here because I opened my eyes and I can connect again, but there's some of the things we're getting. So given I've got no clue about this, let's see if it kind of ties in with what might come out, if there's stuff out there that you already know. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do give it a like and subscribe. And subscribing helps you get notifications. Like the other day I had 2 videos up because they were a bit shorter. There might be a day where I don't put a video up, but certainly your feedback, your comments, leave me a shitty emoji. I mean, is that too much to ask? Really do help. I've also noticed actually on YouTube, I'm getting told to pull final cards of what she wants to say. On YouTube, there's a lot of bots, isn't there? There's a lot of channels that are using bots to leave comments. I don't know if you've seen it. I think there's quite a few scammers as well. So I was a bit surprised the other day because when I was watching the trial, I could see like comments and I was like, what, who would comment this? And then you look and it's kind of like a bot or someone talking about a book or something, and then there'll be about 20 of them saying the same thing. She wants final messages from this deck, and then another day she said she wants final messages from like the crystal deck or the animal deck, like something, a pretty deck, a pretty pony deck or something. Okay. Yeah, she did run away. She did get out. She did get out. She did get out. That's confirmed to me now. Not that it wasn't in the reading or psychically, but I'm just getting... So excited to have like a deck the next time, like one of the prettier decks. Final messages. There was a clean up of it, which I think is dismembered part, but I do think that there might be something. There was the attempt to clean up. Remember I said about the DNA. So anyway, clean up. So this person and money. Is it a past crime? This is her final cards. So let's see how they tie in together. There is going to be confusion around this case. I think this is also saying about the person. Probably drinks. Probably on some form of medication. Maybe for the dumbness he is. Take care, and please let me know what information we know on this case. And I hope you enjoyed this. Bye for now.